Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's July 1st, 2018. Bit of a heat wave going on here now. Still very dry, almost no rain. I'm up next to the second food forest, just on the western side of the main access driveway. And Thea and I were up here tying up the blackberry bushes, which are thornless blackberry bushes. We have two different varieties. We have a Chester, which produces pink flowers, and we have Triple Crown, which produces white flowers. They both produce very large. The Triple Crown are huge blackberries, and they're both delicious. Loaded with anthocyanins, absolutely wonderful berry crop to go ahead and harvest. This past winter and spring were extraordinarily cool, and I think that affected our floricanes. So typically with blackberry plants, with many blackberry varieties, including these ones, during the first season, or during any season, there'll be new green stems that come up, and they'll produce flowers and berries at the end of, in the fall time. And those are called primocanes. Then they overwinter, and if the winter's mild enough, those stems stay alive and stay viable, and they produce a second, more robust summer crop as well. And unfortunately, because of this really prolonged cold winter and spring that we had, it appears that all but two of the floricanes died. We only had two plants where the floricanes actually that they're actually producing some green and some flowers as well. So that means all that work that we did pruning them and keeping those main stems up, those floricanes up for this year, really didn't pay off, because usually they'd be loaded with green right now. But we do have the primocanes coming up from this season, which are doing pretty well. So Thea and I went around, tied up all the blackberry bushes. Thea tied up most of them, and then I went along and topped them. So this is a 2-row trellis that we use with T-posts, and we have the beds pretty wide apart, and I posted about that before. You can check back in the upper right hand corner. I'll put a link to the videos, to one of the videos at least. And so unfortunately the floricanes just didn't survive. I just got done pruning all of those off. And I just topped as many of the ones that were at the top wire of, and this is electrical fence wiring, along the T-posts. So that way that'll encourage, instead of those stems continuing to get longer, getting 12, 14, 15 feet long, and then the tips hitting the ground and self-rooting, what this will do is it'll force the laterals to go out laterally, and they'll produce the flowers and more berries as well. We got some of them a little bit thick. I'll probably go back and thin them because some of them came out as laterals on last year's primocanes, which are this year's floricanes. Right at the base, that part was still alive, and tried to bend those up so that we get more production and all. I don't know if that was a mistake or not yet. We'll have to see. But anyways, what I've shot is some GoPro footage and a little bit of footage with this camera, Thea and I working here in the blackberry bush area. And if that turns out okay, that'll follow my introduction here as well. So I'm going to try and stay cool. We got out here at 6:30 this morning, 6:20 to get started. And it is getting very hot and humid. So I'm going to pack things up, head inside, and decide what we're going to do next. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Please give this a thumbs up if you think it was of value. If you have any, if you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon if you want to be notified. And by all means, folks, have a fantastic day and stay cool. Bye-bye now. So here we have one of the floricanes, one of the primocanes shooting up at this point. It's pretty good diameter. It's a little bit over a pencil thickness. And we don't want it to get too high. Here's the top wire here, and you see right where the leaf is, this is where the small side branches will come out. So I'm going to be pruning off about 2 feet here. Just go above that spot, toss it on the ground, and everything that could be in the way, because this will come out and shoot this way, this one may come out and shoot out into the front, and so we will want to, if we can get the time, to come back and train them so that they'll go around the sides.